more anxious than I could ever remember being. I arrived at the hospital just as they had completed an MRI of her abdomen. The attending physicians gathered around me and my two brothers who had left work early to be there. "Pancreatic cancer," they said. As the doctors gave us the prognosis, I was in disbelief. How could this be? She had already been through so much. The following months were filled with every emotion a person can have: stress, anger, frustration, guilt, and yes, even joy. Each moment with my mom during those last few months was at once beautiful and sad. We would try to feed her nourishing foods with what little appetite she had, but in the end, we sought to bring her joy with her favorite treats: strawberry shortcake pastries from Viniero's, a local New York baker. When she could no longer feed herself, my brothers and I would each take turns, grateful for those remaining moments with her. My food philosophy. When my mom first became sick, I set out to learn as much as I could about the role food plays in our health. Since then, I've been invited to share my findings at conferences in my home country and abroad. I've had the opportunity to contribute to academic literature as well as teach healthcare professionals, including doctors, about nutrition. And I've published 2 books, Genius Foods and The Genius Life, which thousands around the world have used to achieve greater health and vitality. I discovered that many of the chronic diseases that people struggle with today, type 2 diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and dementia, begin years, if not decades, before signs and symptoms. In that time, what we eat and how we live our lives can influence our fate. But I also learned that food is a profound gift. In our busy world, as we rush from obligation to obligation, we often forget to slow down and appreciate the meal in front of us. In this book, I will celebrate the act of eating in the hope that it brings joy and good health to your life. My mother raised me to appreciate a wide variety of flavors. She enjoyed simple, no-frills cooking, but she also loved exposing me to new and daring cuisines from all around the world. On top of that, I've lived in New York, Miami, where I attended college, and Los Angeles, 3 of the world's great cultural melting pots. As a result, my recipes are designed to make a statement to your taste buds with bold and exciting, internationally influenced flavors and textures. Though I began to cook when my mother could no longer cook herself, I realized that culinary literacy, like health literacy, has become yet another aspect of life that we'd outsourced. I became passionate about creating healthy food that's delicious and easy to make, and have since had the privilege to learn from chefs all around the world, some of whom I've interviewed on my podcast, The Genius Life. And having a teacher like my mom didn't hurt either. Most of my recipes will include low-starch vegetables, but I've also made use of some of my favorite tubers, like sweet potatoes and even the occasional legume, white beans for example. My dishes are lower in carbohydrates than more mainstream cookbooks, while offering you the freedom to increase or decrease the carbohydrate content to suit your needs. When it comes to eating for good health, there is no one-size-fits-all diet. All are nutrient-dense, gluten-free, and devoid of empty calories from added sugars and refined grains. You'll also see me place the focus on nutrients like protein and fiber, important components of healthy, nourishing food. Eating like a genius means allowing your hunger mechanisms to naturally calibrate so that you feel genuinely satisfied once you've had enough. When you eat foods that are truly good for your body, they satiate innate hunger mechanisms in a way that fast food and packaged snacks just can't, and you'll discover why in the chapters to come. I wrote this book to be not just your new favorite cookbook, but a resource for your kitchen. In part 1, I'm going to dive deep into the science of healthy eating, breaking apart individual food components including cooking oils, dairy, fish, eggs, and even salt, so that you can know how to leverage each food type for your best health yet. Then I'll go into my methodology for optimal cooking practices, as well as how to optimize your digestion. Part 2 is where you'll find my recipes, a blend of main dishes, smaller dishes, and desserts. My hope is that by listening to this book and enjoying my dishes with your friends and loved ones, you'll see food in a new way, able to bring joy and pleasure into your life without guilt. And you'll discover that you can eat foods that help you get fit and healthy without feeling like you're compromising on taste or giving up on your favorite foods to do so. Food is an intrinsic part of who we are. It's how we communicate, experience pleasure, show love and affection, bond with friends, and nourish ourselves.